Hi guys, welcome to Primis and Board. This is Mahima.
Hello, this is Ishita. Hope you guys are doing well.
So today we are going to talk about managing expectations, which I think is a very important life skill that everyone should build on because if you don't, then you'll probably be very sad. What?
You're fun.
And just to give like some sort of background to why we even chose this topic, this came up in a conversation with a friend when we were discussing, things that hurt us and maybe things that still hurt us maybe 10 years after it happened. So we were discussing what hurts us, why it hurts us, everything, all of that. And we came to the conclusion that we we don't feel sad or hurt because of someone's actions.
Mhm.
We feel hurt because we had higher expectations from that person and they did not live up to it.
I think everyone has that. I think most of the people have that one person. It can be anyone. We expect from this person a lot, and then when they don't live up to it, you're like, no.
Yeah,
But I think the key is to not let that affect you because, like, I'm sure everyone is different. And like probably what is really simple to them is not to you, but I think in
yeah.
this case the main important thing is communicating between you and that person, and hopefully that person is willing to listen.
But sometimes the other person just has really bad communication skills. So, so you can't really like you can communicate what you want, but it won't be comprehended. So what me and my friend eventually discussed is that we just have to accept,
Exactly.
yeah, the way they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like you mentioned in in the last podcast, भगवान का दिया है.
हाँ, ऐसा ही है अब ये आदमी, ये औरत, ये जो भी है ऐसा ही है. This
Yeah.
is it, and if you want it, you take it or like deal with it, or you don't. But yeah, like when I discussed this with my therapist, I was like, oh shit, eye opening, very eye opening, because me and my therapist and the other friend that who I discussed this with, we were talking about all these things that I still carry, and it really like makes you think, right? Like all these years you've been like sad and you have like this one image of this particular person who's hurt you intentionally or unintentionally, and you feel very light
Yeah.
knowing that there is a solution to it, and that's accepting it. Although it's not easy to just accept it because
Yeah.
you have your expectations, you see people outside having a very different, relationship with other people, and you're like, oh, it should be like this, but it's not. So
It's not.
accepting that it's not, and it's probably never going to be like that, it's very hard.
It's really complicated because I think no, of course this not a process that happens like overnight where tomorrow you're like, oh, I'm a new person and everything. It takes years, obviously. It takes time. So when I was 15, I was still expecting a lot of people, and now I'm 24 and I'm pretty much the same. I don't know if you were like this. Like,
um I was like this, and up until like a year ago, I was still like, I used to think life is all rainbows and unicorns and everything. Everyone's so nice. I still think that, but now slowly, slowly, my eyes are slowly, slowly opening, and I'm trying to see people or things as they are instead of seeing it from my, pink sunglasses.
I think I've become more cruel because of all this. It's a bad thing. It's definitely it has taken a downhill, but I've I think people have let me down a lot of times when it comes to friends, everything like close people that most of course it's always the close people,
It's
but
the
they have
close
let
people is who have the right or who have like that power to hurt you, because if they weren't close, you
exactly, and they
wouldn't.
think they can do whatever the fuck they want to, and that's not the case. And that's why I've become a bitter person, which is not good. Don't take this from me.
What's an example of like someone or some situation where your expectations were not met?
It's hard, but there are a lot of people. But there's this one person keeps on. I don't. I think that person brings out the worst of me, worst in me. And when I was talking to my therapist, I was like, my therapist told me it has nothing to do with you. It has like nothing to do with how you are. It is totally completely about them. But that person like still it still affects me because I'm like I cannot change this thing and I have to be associated to that person for a long time and it's just not going to go. So I think accepting how that person is now is the only thing that I can do and it's what I'm gonna do. Man, it's gonna take time, but as long as I'm leaving and traveling, I think just clearing my mind, I think that's like a break for me.
I think also meditation or just doing some sort of,
I tried.
self-love things, like having some discipline, definitely helps. I think it calms your mind and
Yeah,
really holds you down, that and makes you realize that all the noise in your head is just noise and you can shut it down.
true.
Again, not easy, not easy. All these
Not
things
easy.
say that they take like ages to master. So, but it is something. And we were also talking about a common topic about Valentine's Day. Um, and Rishita, you can say what you wanted to say about
I
Valentine's
think I've
Day.
had a very shitty thing when it comes to those days. Like, of course, it's one of those days where you expect from your partner to be all, like to be someone extra loving and stuff like this. And of course, because when I was young, everyone has had relationships. When I was young, I had a shitty experience with sorry, I sound like a bird. I had a shitty experience with Valentine's Day. Like the person that I was with, he gave me a handshake. Like bro,
On Valentine's Day.
on Valentine's Day, I received people receive flowers, receive hugs. They receive everything. Like the most romantic gesture, but what I got was a fucking handshake, and I'm like, Mm, I think that's why I hate Valentine's Day because it's so overrated because people over there are getting all their flowers. I don't know, they come and their whole room is covered with red balloons, rose
Yeah.
petals,
I
and all
think
those
I
fancy
think
shit.
it's seeing other people get the
Exactly.
treatment you want or wanted and not getting it makes you hate the entire concept of it. But
Exactly.
had you received that treatment, had you received all those gifts, flowers, you'd be like, oh, Valentine's Day is so cool, you know? Here in Spain, oh my God, they take Valentine's Day very seriously. Like, I used to work at a restaurant, and on Valentine's Day, full of people, like everyone's gone out, and I was like, wow, this is very cool. Um, and my Valentine's Day story, okay, so when I was in my first relationship, um, it was Valentine's Day,
Mhm.
and I had called the place that we first had food together, like ever, like we had like a small meal together, and I booked the place for us, and I was like, okay, let's just go somewhere, like I've planned something, and he was like, no, I don't want to go. Um, and I was like,
That's
why? Like,
yeah,
it's
like your heart
Valentine's
is
Day.
shattered.
Huh?
It's like your heart has been shattered completely because
Yeah, and like there was some reasoning to it, but because the restaurant that we had gone to, like when we had gone there for the first time, the waiter was like, "We don't do drinks or we don't do something." He was a bit rude. But for me, it was very special because that's where we ate together. I
because I
don't care
like
whatever
you.
the waiter said, but he didn't want to go, and we didn't do anything. Like I had all these things planned, and we didn't do anything. We stayed at home. And he was also like, I don't like to like do all these like Valentine Day things or like doing any sort of PDA in public because when I was single, like my ex, when he was single and he used to see other couples do PDA, he would feel like shit, is what he said. So he's like, I don't want to now be in a relationship and make others feel miserable. So,
That's who
so
cares about other people?
I mean, I had accepted it because
You had
I
no other option.
I had no other option, but I was kind of like heartbroken inside. Like this thing is
Did
about
you
us.
tell? Did you end up telling him this?
I don't think so. No, no, I
Well,
didn't.
hopefully, if he's following the podcast and this is for you.
You should have gone for the Valentine's Day dinner.
Yes. But I think these are the experience what makes you lose faith in something.
Yeah, even I'm the same kind of person. Like I
Like,
don't.
bro, and then these things, it's like a pattern. Like, of course, next Valentine's Day, you will expect something because your last Valentine's Day was shit.
Yeah,
And
nowadays though I
you,
don't. Now every year I don't. Like
same, like
I
one, two
don't
years
now.
more than
But what I don't do is I don't look at other couples and I'm not like, oh, ew, like get a room, or I'm not bitter. I look at them and I'm like, oh wow, nice, happy for them, in love. मेरा
no,
भी
I
होगा.
guess it's too much. Depends what the hell they're doing. Because where I live, I've seen, I've seen extreme shit. So yeah, depends on whatever.
Yeah, of course, also depends. Like people sometimes get too free in public, so you also don't. You're like, okay, now you need to get a room.
Now,
Now you need
yes.
to go to your room and do whatever you want. But yeah, I think managing expectations is a very important life skill. And thanks to my friend who we discussed this with and my therapist who like we went into a deep conversation about it. But that just taught me to that's how it is. I'm not going to break a friendship over the fact that someone didn't pick up chocolates from my mom.
Exactly, but
But
it's
I'm
like
more
you cannot
aware of
forget.
how they
Yeah,
are, as
yeah,
people. So like also to not get so emotionally attached to people. I have that problem. Like I get too quickly, you know, like I meet someone and I get along with them. I'm like, oh,
true.
you're my best friend. Let's do this together. Let's do that together. But it's not the same from the other side. And I'm like, oh shit, ज़्यादा कर दिया मैंने.
But yeah, it's how you are. You should be
And
appreciated for however the fuck you are.
yeah,
And
and I
maybe
think eventually, like after when you get let down a lot of times, um, that's how I think now. That just start expecting more from yourself. Like any goal you want to achieve, something you want to manage emotionally, expect yourself to do it.
Mhm.
If you're expecting from other people, why can't you expect from yourself? At
That's
least you won't let yourself down, you know.
true.
But I do agree with you. Like then sometimes you're like कि क्या यार then you're like क्या यार सब ऐसे ही है. But then you are reminded from other like random people like no, it's not like that, you know.
The worst thing is like, at least for me, like when this one thing happened, you start thinking of all the other things that have happened. And then you start questioning yourself. Like, why did I do this? Why am I like this? All these question pops into your head, which has nothing to do with how you are.
Literally.
But this is just how our thinking works, and we start thinking about all the other times. Like for example, now like, speaking about Valentine's Day, I hate them. I hate it because of something that happened to me once or twice in the past. I will forever hate because now I expect on those days that I will have a very nice partner sometime in this life, and then he will give me dates, and I'm like, "Ah, fuck off. I don't want it."
Well, I am hoping for you that in the future Valentine's Day, you do have a partner who showers you with lots of flowers, balloons, and all that cute, cheesy shit that you say that, oh, it's so cheesy, but you secretly love it.
Yeah, I hope so too. But it's gonna come when you least expect it. It's always
So
gonna be
don't
like
expect it.
you will not expect this to
Try
happen.
to manage your expectations.
Guys, the point has been made by. But this really happens to me a lot where I'm like, I did not expect for this to happen, but it has happened, and you're like, wow. When it comes to everything in life, for example, now I don't want to go into specific details because I don't want this to come out. But whatever I'm doing, I love it. And I did not expect like this time of my life to be happening now. But I'm really happy. And I did not expect this to be really smooth and everything. Like after a while, because I've been waiting for shit to calm down, at least in my life. But now that it's happening, and it's good.
And I know the situation you're talking about, and this situation you are happy about. But if you look at it from a third person's perspective, who's a bit maybe close-minded, for them your situation is not ideal, you
Yeah,
know?
fuck them.
Exactly, exactly.
Exactly. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, who cares? Like,
What matters is what
exactly.
it is for you.
Like our trips when we meet, those are when we least expecting. Like, I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, but did you see this coming? No.
No.
No, none of us saw this coming, but now we're celebrating a birthday soon, though, guys.
I'm so
And
excited.
yes, hopefully we're gonna make an Instagram live.
Oh, maybe we should. Maybe we should. I already know my Instagram birthday caption. I have
Mm.
to decide my outfits. I am going all out for this birthday.
I think I will do something cool too.
We'll do it together on the streets of Barcelona.
Of that city. So yeah, this was basically it. I think so. You have something more to add?
I mean, I have a lot of stories, but I don't want to talk on and on because we've made the point. We made the point of how we
Exactly.
want to
Stories will
manage our
keep on
expectations.
coming.
And I think this would really help someone who has maybe a big social circle
Mm.
and they are really like into the social circle, but they don't get the reciprocation. So, because I've been in that situation. So this is for you. Don't take it personally.
And do not overanalyze any situation. Just let it
Be
be
busy.
however it is.
Get busy, work on yourself, and always remember that 99% of the time it's the other person and not you. So stop wasting time on thinking that it's you, because when you start thinking that it's you, you start analyzing the smallest of things that really no one gives a shit about. So
Except you.
save yourself from that misery and love yourself, bro.
Bro. Yes.
Damn. Okay. It's really dark, and I don't know how this light is going to look now in the
You
video.
look
But
like
anyway, it's okay.
you look like Garfield right now.
I have jaundice.
Also mixed. Okay,
But
chicos.
Anyway, this was all from us. If there's something else that you think we should talk about as
Next
Gen
pod.
Zs, then let us know. Huh?
Next podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See y'all.
Cheers, bye. You guys have a nice day. Don't expect.
Don't expect, love yourself, accept people for who they are. Okay. Bye.
Bye.